What is good, Iconic fan base? It's your boy Iconic Ishaq here, and we have a special guest, another great influencer on social media that I want to interview today. He posts a lot of good content, just like me, and I feel like we can have a good conversation about like how social media can be so impactful and like how to inspire you guys to post on social media and get out there and just become more confident within yourself. So that's all I wanted to get out of the way, and let's get straight into the interview. So we're just gonna be like talking about what goes in our head when we post on social media, so it can give you guys a little inspiration on that. So I'm gonna ask you a first question. How do you feel after posting on social media? Like what's like what how do you feel? Like, do you feel like nervous, like, or what do you feel like?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a very good question. As we all know, social media has the ability to either do good or to do harm. And basically having to put yourself out there is a scary place. It's one in which most people avoid, and there's only a few in which actually do post. My mindset at the end of the day, I mean, I've always been within the pre-contemplation and the contemplation stages of change when it came to social media. But what got me into the action stage is the fact that I was self-motivated through not only watching others like yourself create content and ideas, but also having the inspiration from my circle within, like a group of friends and family that basically encouraged me to ignite the idea that if you have a story that has never been told or has not been written but needs to be heard, tell it. Because and that actually is what inspired my name, TheOrginalYas.
Yeah.
Is because we are all originals within our own way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and
for sure.
An original is always better than a copy, right? Like there's never gonna be
100%.
another Ishaq.
Yeah.
Right? Like there isn't. The ideas that are born from within, the ideas that you have within yourself are only given to you.
Yeah, facts.
And the fun part of that is that because they were only given to you, you have the ability to bring it to life and to spread wisdom through social media, through that content. So aside from all the negativity that may be born, there's also a lot of positivity that you can create, not only from within,
for sure,
but towards others as well.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, and that to me is the main instigator of why I post, and that to me overcomes that fear of posting or whatever will come with it.
Yeah, like have to have purpose. For sure, 100%.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. So that's definitely a good point. Where like there can't like everybody loves original content. People don't like copied content. And if you post copied content, then it's like you're not really pushing yourself to get the best content out. Because like you can post content that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't.
Facts.
Yeah. You can have inspiration, but like you can't like get to the point where you copy somebody. Kind of like that. So, okay, next question. What goes on your mind when you're on social media? Do you feel comfortable or chill or kind of nervous in a way? Like how do you feel when you're scrolling through social media? Like, how do you feel? Like, do you look for laughter? Do you look for like some inspiration? What do you look for?
I look for inspiration. So, like if I post anything or if I come up with an idea, it's not necessarily towards of course it is inspired by me, but a lot of it is when I scroll through social media, like for example when I see like your videos or when I see videos of people that I admire, if it, like true art for me evokes, right? If it evokes me to where I create an idea from it, then I would take that inspiration in order to create something that does that same thing towards my audience, which is evoke.
Yeah.
And whether that's through humor, that's through motivation, that's through inspiration, or that's just through happiness.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when I scroll through social media, I'm not necessarily nervous or anything. It's more so through social media and also to gain that laughter or that motivation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, I don't follow anybody blindly. If I
Mm-hmm.
follow somebody, it's through the intent
Yeah.
of achieving that positivity, that evokeness, that inspiration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
that makes 100% sense. All right.
mm,
So, okay, let's do a little general question. So, what made you get into dancing?
oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah,
made you like dancing and stuff?
yeah. So, so I've always danced my whole life,
Mm-hmm.
right? But what really got me into practicing choreography is, I'm a soccer player first before I'm a dancer.
Yeah,
I
for
played
sure.
it my whole life.
Yeah.
Right? I played it at a
But
pretty
soccer's
high
like all
level.
footwork and stuff.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
all footwork. But because of the hard work and the dedication that I had to put in, right? I had
Yeah.
a setback of having to undergo hip surgery on both hips, one on each hip.
Oh, okay.
And obviously dancing requires an elusive movement within the hip joints that
Yeah. Yeah. Fact.
I felt through training would be beneficial in order to adopt, in order to move my body in ways in which it's not used to,
Yeah. Yeah.
so that that hip joint could gain more dynamics of movements that aren't related to soccer, right?
Yeah.
And it's not only physical too; it's more so mental and spiritual. Because when you dance, right, you
Kind
have
of
to,
like the groove. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. You have
Yeah.
to express yourself, right?
For sure.
You have to be honest with yourself. You have to synchronize yourself not only with anybody you're dancing with, but with the
Music.
rhythmic
Yeah.
beat
Yeah.
of the music. And in order to slow down, think, synchronize, and perform and execute,
Yeah.
like that to me is just so so uplifting within my training,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Yeah. It's pretty satisfying.
And
yeah.
so that's how I basically,
Yeah.
I've been loving it since, and I continue to do it moving forward.
All right. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Let's talk about like how do you deal with hate or negativity or negative vibes on your like kind of like on your posts. So
Gotcha.
like what's you how do you like do you kill people with kindness? Like what do you do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, and an eye for an eye will make the world blind.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't. So an argument only begins or only starts when two people are involved. So
Yeah.
the first things first is control yourself. Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's part of what you signed up for. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Right. The bottom line. Luckily, I haven't had a lot.
Yeah.
Which kind of pisses me off because I do want that.
Yeah.
Like having played in front of fans and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it fuels me, right?
Yeah, you need
but not
that
in a
hate.
negative
Yeah.
way, but in a
Yeah,
in
you like you
in a
need
good
that
way.
hate, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
But also, like for me, I feel like the cure for hate. Okay, like if you think back on all the beloved people that have ever existed within this world, okay,
Yeah.
Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him.
Yeah, peace with him.
Jesus, may peace be upon him.
Yeah.
All of these like holistic, beautiful people that did nothing wrong but good
Yeah.
were hated on.
Yeah.
And my character is not even close to their character. It's
Yeah.
not even close at all.
Yeah, we're not even close, man. Yeah.
So what makes you think if they received hate, what makes you think I won't?
yeah.
Right? So I've accepted that. I've also accepted that everybody has their own perception of reality.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has their own truth. And that the cure for hate, right, is understanding each other's truth.
Yeah.
Right? It's not to synchronize your truth with mine. No, it's through compassion, right? And it's through empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy, right, is having a feeling towards or an understanding towards them, their reasoning.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Compassion is putting yourself within their shoes, understanding their suffering. Because you can find a commonality, although different,
Yeah.
in those characteristics itself, because we all suffer.
Mm-hmm.
We all experience happiness. We all experience joy.
Yeah.
Understand why they suffer. Understand why they are pursuing their truth or their impact. And find that commonality, because although different, it's congruent with your reasoning of why you fight for your own truth, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So having to deal with hate is, largely it's part of the package. It's something that I've accepted, and that, like I said, an argument only
comes from two people.
Only constitutes when two people are involved. So if one person ignites that, great. As I can't control that. What I can control is my own emotional intelligence and how I go about it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, good point. With like mentioning the prophets and stuff like that. Yeah, like they were the best people, and then they just still didn't get hate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so everybody in this world will get hate for sure in some way. Okay, so how can you make your content like more influential and inspiring to others? Like what are some aspects of like giving people a better message and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. It's something that I literally think about every day, man.
Yeah.
So I don't believe in the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that's falsified.
Okay.
Because from my studies and also from just experience, the greatest source of happiness is giving. Okay.
Yeah.
There's studies on this that conclude this.
Yeah.
Okay. If you pursue happiness, okay, you're only gonna get lost, because what exactly is happiness? What is its source? How do you achieve it?
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
That is through impact. Right. That is through giving.
Giving. Yeah.
So my only intent when making content is, I think of, like I said, I pull inspiration from videos such as yours, or from other people in which I follow, friends and family.
Yeah.
Right. And I think to myself, how exactly can I orchestrate something in which either ignites some sort of emotional feeling that uplifts my audience and has some sort of impact? Like, what can I give through the art of videos that ignites some sort of uplifting spiritual feeling towards my audience? And if I can captivate that through a video, right, and if I can impact my audience in a positive way, one in which inspires them to just be who they are, to be the original value that they have. Like, I'm not trying to change anybody. No, that's not me. But I see greatness within everyone, and everyone has greatness within themselves.
Yeah.
I just hope that by seeing me showcase my own original self, that it would give them the courage to ignite their own originality and express that within themselves and whatever they want to do. So if my video can captivate that, whether through humor, inspiration, motivation, or anything, then I have done my job, and that is my true intent. I'm on the pursuit of I'm on the pursuit of impact. Not happiness. Because impact instigates happiness and joy and contentment.
Yeah. Final question. What app do you think is better, TikTok or Instagram? Like, what's out of those two, what do you think is like more influential or better like like more just more influential and stuff like that? Like, I know TikTok is pretty new, but it's Instagram is much older, but like what app do you think will just be more impactful to people, like based on the audience, what I'm saying?
I mean, out of sight, out of mind. If whatever app gets you in sight, gets you in mind of your audience, I mean, it's not a such thing as what's better. Yeah. It's that, both of them are tools to put your content out there, make it spread. Yeah. I don't care if you have 30 viewers or a million. Like, like you just need to inspire like one person.
Yeah, just
right?
one
And if
person.
one person sees your content, right, and spreads it amongst others, whether that's through TikTok, Instagram, Facebook,
Yeah.
YouTube, that's all you need.
Yeah.
You just need one viewer, and like it's like it's like a fire,
Yeah.
right? Right. If you ignite one little flame, right,
Yeah.
and that flame, right, captivates itself,
Yeah.
expands itself,
Yeah. Makes a
right,
whole big fire. Yeah.
it can create a fire, right,
Mm-hmm.
that spreads across.
Yeah.
It's the same thing whether it's through TikTok or Instagram.
All right. Cool.
Hey, brother. So obviously we're both creators in
Yeah.
the social media platform, right? We both produce videos in which we try to invoke our audience.
Yeah.
I just have, I just have one quick question, man. Right, your title, your name on social media, Iconic Ishaq.
Yeah.
Right. What is an icon to you? What exactly does that mean?
Well, icon, it usually refers to like fashion. It usually refers to like fashion stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But iconic means just like someone that is like different, someone that is like original, like you said when I interviewed you. Just someone that has their own like style, their own swag, either if it's in like fashion or either if it's like in, you know, editing or like video, just something like that. So like someone that is really good at what they do, like someone's pretty established with what they do. That's what I think icon is.
Facts.
So yeah.
And with that said, with you being an icon, right, to your audience, what is your intention when producing content? What is your motive? What do you want to get out of your audience? What do you want to explore?
Well, yeah. So I just want to like, my intentions are to show people like my evolution, like in fashion and stuff like that. Starting to get way more into that. So yeah, I'm just trying to like inspire, just basically just like inspire people to be themselves, like in fashion and stuff. I have a lot of like role models that I have, a lot of influencers that inspired me. I can't really name some right now, but I just have like so many of them. Yeah, and like what really inspired me to like post more like video, it was like TikTok for sure, because it's like a really creative app and stuff like that with a lot of good creators. And like Instagram doesn't really have that side of that. But like so yeah, that's why I kind of like TikTok more than like Instagram and stuff like that. But it's just it's still the same message and stuff. But me personally, I like both for sure, for different purposes. But TikTok is like kind of brings out more of my creative side. Really? So yeah.
To expand on that, what is it about TikTok that differentiates so from like Instagram?
Just like the fact that Instagram kind of copied the feature like of like short videos, because like people don't want to watch like a lot of long videos. People want to watch like 30 seconds up to 15 minutes. Not even people watch that. So yeah, it's just like that quick content, that quick funny content or like inspiring content to bring to people is what I really like in that stuff. So yeah.
Nice. Well, we both know, social media can be a scary place, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's basically you produce content about you.
Yeah.
And of course, we have our followers that are very supportive, that we love.
Yeah.
But we also have the haters, right?
Yeah.
We also have the people that get in there and like to just mess up your day.
Yeah.
Right, with just bad intentions. How do you handle that?
Well, I think when I see just like hate comments and stuff, I sometimes think to myself, should I like argue with them? Should I really start the argument about like, is my content really bad? Do you think it's really bad, or you just haven't seen other content that I made? Because I make a lot of different content. I make like funny, I make like fashion, editing, some gaming and all that stuff. I would just like, I will think to myself, should I argue with them, or should I just like basically just delete the comment so I don't have to like look at it anymore? That's what I basically do. Just like squash it right there and then, so I don't have to like argue with them and stuff like that. Because it's usually just like immature, like dry little short hate comments. You know what I'm saying? It's not really like very inappropriate like hate comments. It's just like little. It's just like the little things that I try to squash in my head before I like, get into it. So so I try my best to not to get into it and just squash it and keep posting and stuff like that. And not just comments, just like hate in general. It's like it really, without it you wouldn't really have a purpose, what I'm saying, to keep going and stuff like that. So you have to have hate, especially when you're a good content creator. So because like the bigger you get, the more hate you're gonna get, and the better you'll get. So simple.
Yep. So true. And you mentioned purpose.
Yeah,
right?
Purpose.
What do you feel your purpose is when it comes to, I mean, it could come to life, it could come from life in general, or your purpose in creating videos towards an audience. What exactly is that?
So I'm still trying to like find my purpose into like my content and that stuff, but it of course is to like inspire other people like probably my age, like the youth, to talk about probably Islamic things or something like that for the youth. That's what I try to get out of it, to like inspire other youth to make content kind of like me. It doesn't, there's no age limit on content, you know what I'm saying? You can make content if you're 5 years old or something like that. So yeah, I just like, my purpose is just like to inspire the youth, just basically that.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, because after all, that's the future, right? To pay it forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, with that being said, self-development, right? You want to inspire self-development within the youth. But you're only able to do that, right? You're only able to lead by actions, by something in which you create from within yourself.
Yeah.
That rubs off on other people. With that said, self-development, and basically with goals in hand, right? Goals that you want to accomplish. How exactly do you plan on going about that? Any future goals? Any ideas you have in mind?
Future goals, of course, probably like I've been thinking it through. Like everybody wants like fame, everybody wants like money and all that stuff like that. But once you really have it, like there's like so many people that once they have it, they're just like nah, bro, it doesn't really do much to me. You know what I'm saying? So like,
facts, right?
I'm not really seeking for the fame or numbers. I'm just thinking of like a small, not a huge audience, but just a good size audience to like inspire and stuff like that. So try to keep it low key, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But if it, it's only God's will, you know what I'm saying? Like Allah's will. If he makes you like successful in that way, then but that's not, fame, money, that's not real success for sure. It's just like being, my perspective, like, or my opinion in success is just like being close, to, just being close to Allah and being close to God and having that, closeness to him. That's real success right there. And like,
facts,
of course. So that's the ultimate success, and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of people just don't understand that, and they have to like implement that in their life and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah. And with that said, there's some that I heard. I was watching this Islamic lecture, and basically it was going by faith and having free will, and it described the aspect that Allah, like pray to Allah, and Allah will listen. Okay.
Yeah.
But you also have to apply. So, for example, you can't just leave your door open and say Bismillah and hope that nobody will come in while you're sleeping. No, what you do is Allah gave you a brain. Right?
For sure. Facts.
Close the door.
Say
Bismillah. Pray.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
he gave us the choice, you know what I'm saying? He gave us the choice.
like the ability to recognize, right? He's gonna listen, but we must listen to ourselves and apply the wisdom in which he and the prophets.
Yeah, just like reading the Quran and stuff like that. If you can memorize the whole Quran, but if you don't apply it to your life, it's really like that's not the real meaning. The Quran and stuff, it's not made for just it's really not made to memorize at all, to be honest. It's made to like like apply that to your life and like actually act upon it. You know what I'm saying? If it's like a couple of verses or something like that, because anything in the Quran, it can like apply to your life. So yeah, like something like that.
Yeah, so true. With that said, greatness, right? Greatness. What does that mean to you?
Greatness.
From like an introspective, perception.
Well, greatness. Greatness doesn't mean like success and that stuff. Greatness could mean like, you know what I'm saying, like how impactful you are, like how what's your social status or like social quo. You know what I'm saying, kind of like that. Like what's your how do you inspire others? Like what's your like kind of like example, like kind of like Malcolm X, like what he was great because of his like his speeches and his his figure, his like what I'm saying, like how he was, like how he spread a lot of knowledge to the world and stuff like that. That's greatness right there. And
that's without
greatness,
social media.
Yeah, that's without social media.
Crazy.
Yeah, and greatness could mean like greatness means like how much struggles you went through before, because he Michael Mass, he was like pretty he used to steal, he used to do a lot of bad things before he became like a really great leader. So like it really depends on like how much struggles you went through and where you got today. So that's like greatness right there. So like where you started from and where you at right now. So kind of like that.
Yeah, no, that's so true, man. Like, one question that came to mind from what you just said is, and this is a quote that I heard, and maybe you could expand on it. But it goes, "Would you rather be," and this is similar to Malcolm X too.
Yeah,
I feel as though he was in conflict with this too. Would you rather be at peace with the world or at war with yourself, or would you rather be?
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
at war with the world and at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Like what does that mean to you? Because I feel as though Malcolm X,
he had war with himself for sure.
Well, at first,
yeah.
But I feel as though he had a purpose and he had a message that he wanted to spread to the world that the world at the time wasn't ready for.
Yeah, they were.
But by doing that, he became at peace with himself. And you saw that within just how he went about himself.
Yeah.
How he found his spirit and his guidance towards living a life, an Islamic life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is that something you can relate to, or is that something that you think about?
Yeah, it doesn't, it doesn't really matter like how you start with. It matters like how you end with. You know what I'm saying? And he just like really he's a good example of that. Cuz like like you said, he definitely had a war within himself, and but later on he had peace with himself and eventually had others influence others to have peace with themselves as well. Right. So it's like you can't change this world unless you like change yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
true.
Yeah,
facts.
For sure.
I guess my last question for you, man, is you're really into fashion, man. Fashion is something in which you have to just be in love with creativity. What inspires your creativity?
Definitely other influencers, definitely other brands and like fashion, that stuff. And like how like I use those ideas and make it like it's my own, basically. Just like that. So yeah, I try to switch it up a little bit with like kind of like a little bit childish, a little bit of like mature, and stuff. But when I started, I used to have like a childish style, but now like I became like more moderate. Like now I'm like at childish. Now I'm like at modern. You know what I'm saying? Mature style. And for sure, modest style. And then I try to keep it as modest as possible, and that stuff like that.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Honestly, keep doing what you're doing, because I don't follow anybody blindly. I follow you for a reason. And a lot of your content evokes and inspires me from an individual standpoint. When I scroll through social media, right, I know a lot of people that watch but are too afraid to post.
Yeah.
But what's inspiring about your content is that you aren't, right? You have an idea, you produce it, you bring it to life.
Yeah.
And you just keep going, and that consistency in what you have is just inspiring within itself. So
it's all about the consistency for sure.
Exactly. So like from one creator to another, I just want to say keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Keep pushing out your own truth, because that within itself is valuable. So
for sure.
Awesome, brother.
Appreciate that, man. All right, thank you so much, guys, for staying tuned. If you watched the whole video, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming, bro. This means a lot for someone else to like be in a video with me and stuff. So that means a lot. That's it. My first podcast and his first podcast for sure.
Ever, man.
So hopefully this video will come very soon. Hopefully, inshallah, God willing. So and I'll see you guys later.